Okay, I don't know if you guys remember on that. The Digital Nomad Visa was supposed to be worked on, and it's been what, more than a year and a half. Last February, I think it was supposed to be activated, or the February before, I don't remember, but they never got to it. So officially, they did pass. The Digital Nomad is a category of online professionals who do their work remotely anywhere in the world. I know that Thailand, I think, just put theirs together, and the Philippines wants to follow. And they're wanting to bring in more tourism because they're having a hard time. Well, in my opinion, until they fix the infrastructure and get the internet together, we're in a city and it goes down. It like glitches and goes down sometimes 2, 3 times a day. Like if I'm watching something or doing something online, it'll literally stop and spin out and it'll say no internet connection. So, and we have the fast one. And so we don't pay for like the bare minimum one. We're not using like a load or something and trying to use it that way. It's actually connected. And we have Ethernet, which runs directly to the computer. But so the president the other day did sign the order, so it looks like it's going to go in place. Okay, who is eligible and the criteria? Well, of course, they've got to be 18. And next, they must provide proof of their remote work, and they're going to want that from the digital technology employers, whoever it is. You're going to have to provide something. Okay. An example that I wanted to give, because a lot of guys coming here are now becoming YouTubers, and they at least a portion of them get monetized. They're getting 20, 30, 40, $50 a month, $100. If these people are making more than $100 on average, I'd be surprised, because they're just, the money is in more of the side hustles and passing on insurance and getting other companies to pay for things and getting big sponsors. But you would have to prove that as a YouTuber. And so you would have to, you could probably get a letter, like there's things that you can print out on AdSense that shows this. You could print out your Patreon and all the other stuff. But it looks to be, it's going to be at least two grand a month. And so that's really going to be hard to prove. Now, on other jobs, it will be. Some were actually doing it part-time and everything else. Let's see, like part-time, their jobs are going to need to be full-time. So let's see. The official implementation, they're saying late May, June, or July. They're kind of putting it in there. And they are going to need to provide proof of income for content creators and such. Let's see, threshold 2,000. Criminal record is next. Must provide proof of you have no criminal records. So, and that's going to be from your home country. So you're going to have to get that, and that's probably going to have to be apostilled and everything. When you bring that and you go to give it to them to apply for the visa, or whether it's done online, more than likely you're going to need it apostilled, or at the local embassies where you would go in your country. Like in the United States, health insurance will be a must. Okay, so these visas, in my opinion, will be really unobtainable by quite a few people for multiple reasons. One, the health insurance, you have to keep the health insurance. The other part is like getting the proof where you work and everything. It could be multiple companies. And then I'm going to give you a list of countries, and I'm going to let you know the United States is not on that list. So that's another thing. People have not listed the countries that can apply for it. So for people that are working abroad and doing that, and see, here's going to be the different category of the teachers, like the online teaching and everything else. For those that are already in the country, I don't think a lot of those teachers are making 2 grand a month either. So I don't know if they're going to be able to apply. But the qualifications of the countries is going to be, all right, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Germany, Greece, Croatia, Norway, the Czech Republic, Romania, Canada. Did I already say Mexico? I guess I didn't. Kind of going down the road here. Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, United Arab Emirates, and that's it, people. That's absolutely it. And so the reason being is that the other country has to be reciprocal. They've got to offer the Filipinos an actual digital nomad visa. And if their countries are not doing that, then you can't apply. So there it is. And Also, they must have an embassy in that country, which there are others that offer it, but they don't have them. You don't have the embassy or the what was the other section. So without that, without it being reciprocal, it cut out on a lot of people, including America. So that's kind of crazy. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, wow, I can't. But you'd be surprised how many people may actually try to take advantage of this. But here's the thing, you got to go through all that and pay the fees. The fees haven't been mentioned yet. But I'm sure it's up there, and it's only 1 year at a time. So imagine having to put the insurance. When people are coming here on tourist visa, they'll just renew for 3 years and slip back out. So you ask yourself, like, well, why don't they do that? Because you still working online in the Philippines is still a problem. Technically, up to this point, if you were doing that, if you were staying here short period, it wouldn't have been a big deal. Your taxes go back to your country. But when a lot of these guys have been here for 10 years and 8 years and 20 years, and they're bragging that they work online, they're supposed to be paying their taxes here. It's like the YouTubers and all these other things. You have to, get with your tax people and figure all of that out. So up to now, this may be a blessing, and then they may try to throw a lot of other people in this category if they find out that they're working and stuff. So it'll be for 1 year. Let's see where to apply. Through the embassies, as I said. Security clearances. Executive Order 86 will be effective. It says June or July, maybe even May. Of course, with the taxation, you won't. Being it's only a year, that's going to be the bonus of that. Is with the Digital Nomad Visa, you'll be paying taxes for sure back to your country. So why even mention this? If it's not true for those that are currently here working online and all that, those people are supposed to be paying taxes here. Just trust me, you're supposed to, especially when you're a resident. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I just pay my taxes back in the United States because that's the rules and that's the way it's supposed to be. And it's like, yeah, but you're living here full time. You don't own a house. You don't have a residency. You've been living here for years. I get that you're still a United States or, I'm not sure about Canada. I know about the US. Some rules apply depending on other things. I'm not a tax person, but in general, several years ago, they said that people working online had to start paying taxes. So they were doing that to the Filipinos and even for foreigners. And, some are applying, some aren't. And so it's another option for people to get a visa. There's the SRRV. I heard some guy, which didn't make any sense. He's new at helping people. Like I guess he's got a local office in the Philippines where he's helping people do the SRRVs. And he says, oh, well, I got 6 people in here. Only 2 of them will apply for it. They decide to go after another visa. And I'm like, well, if they're staying here long term, how many other visas does an older expat qualify for? If they're not married, then they can't apply for that. And I mean, there are some business opportunities with X amount of investment. You can, this would be somebody, at the office. I don't know if they would advise people to leave the country every 3 years, but you're taking a big chance. You could leave and then they not let you back in. To me, and then once you get a certain age, you're like traveling is going to be a problem. So that's why I pushed through with mine, because we were going to leave last year or over a year ago. And I was like, yeah, I don't feel like going in and out of the country every few years. So it's just kind of where it is. So.
But the air in my room still fits your space in the dark. House full of nothing of value. The love has went.